Humidity? One of the single most dangerous silent enemies of your aircraft is humidity. When you pack your drone away after a day of shooting, it is absolutely critical to look at where that drone is actually stored. If it's sitting in a room with high humidity, or worse, an area where the air conditioner is constantly cycling the ambient temperature from hot to cold, you might be in for a heartbreaking surprise. You go to turn it on for your next big trip, and it completely refuses to wake up. This isn't some rare, unusual phenomenon. It is a simple but incredibly serious mistake in basic drone storage and proper care. In general, people look at a drone and just see a flying remote control product. Sometimes they even view it as just a toy. But that is completely the wrong point of view. A much better way to view your drone is to consider it as an expensive camera with a built-in flying tripod. Let me ask you a simple question. Do you own a DSLR camera, or maybe just a semi-expensive camera? If you do, how do you store it? Do you keep it in a safe place, far away from humidity and dust? Is it stored in a location where the aircon changes the temperature of the room readily, or is it tucked away in a closet inside its own special protective casing? If your answer is yes, then congratulations. You already know exactly how to take care of your drone. Because a drone is basically a flying camera, it must be stored and properly cared for, just like an expensive DSLR. Keeping it completely away from dust and humidity is one of the most high-impact ways to prolong its life cycle. So why exactly does humidity cause so many devastating problems for a drone under the hood? Well, humidity destroys drones via 3 specific ways. 1. The Aircon sweat, internal condensation. Every time your storage room rapidly transitions from hot to cold because of the air conditioning, the air inside your drone shifts too. This sudden temperature flip causes invisible moisture in the air to instantly condense into liquid water droplets inside the drone shell, settling directly onto the delicate, exposed electronic speed controllers, ESCs, and mainboards. The next time you power it up, that hidden water creates an instant short circuit. 2. The invisible blanket, dust, and mold trap. When fine dust particles get sucked into the drone vents during flight, they settle on the internal parts. If you store that drone in a humid environment, the dust acts like a tiny sponge, absorbing the moisture out of the air. This damp dust creates the perfect dark breeding ground for mold and fungal spores to grow directly on your camera lens assemblies and internal chips, permanently clouding your optics and ruining the tech. 3. Microscopic circuit rust, galvanic corrosion. You don't need to drop your drone in a river for it to suffer water damage. High relative humidity constantly feeds moisture to the copper traces on the circuit boards. Over a few weeks of storage, this moisture triggers a chemical reaction called oxidation, quietly rusting away the microscopic pathways that carry data between your flight computer, your compass, and your motors. Based on the principles of treating your drone like a high-end camera with a flying tripod, here are the 2 top tips on how to correctly store it to preserve its integrity. 1. Control the climate and evade humidity and avoid temperature fluctuations. Never store your drone in an area where an air conditioner is constantly cycling the room from hot to cold. These sudden temperature flips cause invisible moisture to condense into liquid water droplets inside the drone shell right onto the delicate electronics. Keep it dry. Store the drone in a dry, safe place away from high humidity. You can use a dedicated dry box, just like photographers use for expensive DSLR cameras, or place silica gel packs inside its casing to absorb residual moisture and prevent circuit corrosion and mold growth. 2. Protect it from dust and debris. Keep it cased and sealed. Dust particles that settle inside the drone vents can act like tiny sponges, trapping moisture against the internal chips. Always keep your drone tucked away inside a clean, protective casing or closet when it is not in use. Clean before storage. Ensure the drone is wiped down and free of environmental dust or fine sand before sealing it away, keeping the delicate components clear of debris. These are the basic warnings and ways to prevent your drone from having humidity issues. Please take good care of your drone